Hi, I'm Jerry Mikulski from Portland, Oregon, the Pacific Northwest of the United States. I'm the founder of Open Global Mind, and I'm also the curator of the world's largest man-made mind map, which you can browse freely at jerrysbrain.com, JERRYSBRAIN.com, no apostrophe, no space. I've been feeding this mind map for over a quarter century. It holds over 500,000 thoughts connected by over 1 million links. This brain thing is central to my connection to tacit knowledge management. I don't write academic papers or articles or blog posts much about tacit knowledge management, but rather I weave tacit knowledge into my brain constantly. There's no easier way to explain this than to show you with a demo. This is tacit knowledge in my brain. I did not create the brain software. I happened to be on their first press tour almost 26 years ago. It is November of 2023 right now. Next month will be actually 26 years. As you can see in the brain, there are these nodes connected by links, and the nodes are called thoughts because of course it's called the brain. And I can attach to any thought one or more URLs. In this case, you'll recognize the URL. I have attached the thought for Wikipedia. So if I click on that icon that represents that link, it will take us to the web page for tacit knowledge in Wikipedia. And then as you look down here, there are other kinds of icons that represent. Here is an Amazon link. I use Amazon usually for books. So here's a book called The Hidden Curriculum. But of note here, tacit knowledge is under a book called Personal Knowledge Toward a Post-Critical Philosophy, which was written in 1958 by Michael Polanyi as a result of his 1951-52 Gifford Lectures. And here are the Gifford Lectures. I don't have all of them. I only have a couple of them. They're named after Adam Gifford, Lord Gifford, but I don't know very much about them. But they were kind of about natural theology and, in some sense, God, which is really, really interesting. And then here's Michael Polanyi, who is a remarkable Hungarian, along with his brother, Karl Polanyi, who is one of my favorite thinkers anywhere. He was an economic historian. Back to Michael and tacit knowledge. Now, what I've been doing for this quarter century of weaving things into my brain, everything you see here I put in by hand, is weaving tacit knowledge into explicit knowledge in some sense. So what I mean is, why do I know things? Why do we think things? What are some interesting questions? So for example, right now ChatGPT has kind of eaten the world. I created a thought back in late 2022 called We Are Now in the GPT World. And then under that, as this evolved, I created a thought called Hot Questions ChatGPT's Virality Raises. Is ChatGPT becoming conscious? Will ChatGPT raise the pace and expectations of work? What jobs is ChatGPT going to replace and how quickly? After GPT, do we need to regulate generative AI in general? And each of these connects back into other things around that issue. So some of these are actual initiatives or articles or points of view. Some of them are just open questions that I have. And this is how I weave together, tumble together explicit knowledge with tacit knowledge. I am extremely motivated to contribute to our collective knowledge. I think that for me, figuring out what is tacit for me, what is something that I seem to know how to do but can't necessarily explain how to do, I'm always trying to push the boundary of making it more explicit, more useful to other people as I go. So I think the translation process of tacit to explicit is really interesting to me as well. But my larger motivation around publishing things in my brain and thinking about tacit knowledge is really that I believe that we are an amnesic civilization. We are drowning, we are an amnesic society. We are drowning in the information torrent. We are not listening to each other. Consumerization has made us stupider than we otherwise would be. We've outsourced our memory to Google and Wikipedia, a problem. And the idea is that we might actually build some knowledge together. And that if we did that by building some degree of trust and by using the brain and a variety of other tools that would connect in together into some other space where we could share what we know, that might actually help us save society. So that's my big instinct. And what I call this large project is the big fungus. So what is this big fungus? Well, it turns out that mycelia is a terrific metaphor for the weaving together of knowledge. My goal really in the long run is to stimulate more sharing of tacit knowledge into explicit knowledge into this collective fungus, so that we can pay attention to what we believe, so that we can compare notes, set up experiments, and maybe civilize civilization a little bit more. I'm making this video for the TKM Davos Forum coming up November 13th and 14th in Davos, Switzerland. I will be attending only virtually. Special thanks to Fisher U for organizing this event and for choosing we 50 awardees. I think it's really lovely to have a community of TKM specialists and amateurs and devoted people to be standing among. Please stay in touch about TKM and join our quest to build the big fungus.